Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. We have a lot going on this week, a lot to talk about. Of course, we'll get to the market report and how things were here in Okeechobee, but there are a couple of headliners we'd like to throw out there to you. First of all, we got an email from LMA, who is a Livestock Marketing Association, which we are affiliated with here at Okeechobee. Most of the markets across the country are members of the Livestock Marketing Association, the national group that takes care of the markets. A lot of legal issues. We pay dues to them. They help us with all kinds of things, bonds and insurance and just you name it. They're a good group, and they had put out a release here talking about the new EID tag. The new EID tags, which are the mandated by USDA that all cattle, test eligible cattle, breeding age adult animals are to have the tag. They had the metal tag all these years, the little metal clip tag that goes in their ears. That's gone away with, and now it's supposed to be the electronic ID. EID tags are now what are the official tags that USDA is approving to be the official tag. Okay, so this rule is mandated that EID tags are the tag to use. The USDA was to fund the program. Producers were not to have to pay for anything. They wouldn't have to pay for the tags. They wouldn't have to pay for the little readers, the little QR code, barcode reader things, the electronic devices. They wouldn't have to pay for data storage. They wouldn't have to pay for infrastructure for anything to do with this new EID tagging rule. Okay, so yep, it came out, and it's supposed to be effective November the 4th, which was last week. So here we are in this new rule. Come to find out, USDA was to put $15 million into this plan to cover all the cost. They didn't. They only put $9 million in it. They only have, at this point, they have fewer tags than we have cattle that are that class of cattle that would need these tags. And I think the number was they have 8 million tags. And the number that they would need for the nation was over 11 million tags. They don't have the tags. They put in about half of the money they were supposed to. So LMA found all this out. Well, you won't hear about this everywhere, but you hear about it from LMA because they're on top of things like this. They called USDA out and said, you need to stop this immediately, suspend the rule because you did not fund it. And that's a bold step, but good for them for stepping out and looking out for the producers and for the markets. It's a big deal. We're being mandated to do something that they're not going to pay for. So you guys need to jump on the bandwagon and get behind the LMA, any other organizations that are challenging this new EID tagging rule, because it's not all that we've been led to believe that it is. Okay, so that's some news that you need to know about. And I'm just letting you know. There it is. If you have any more questions, you can call us here at the market and we'll help you. It's not going to really affect any cattle movement. You bring your cattle to the markets and they can go, you can sell your cattle, and if the cattle go back to these adult cattle, if they go back to the ranch, they're supposed to be tagged with this EID. That's not your problem as a seller. And if you're a buyer and you're buying these cattle to go, these thin cows or whatever, to go back on grass, then at that point, you're supposed to put the EID tags in their ears, okay? But you're not supposed to have to buy them. They're supposed to be available for you. So they may or may not be. And a lot of that cost may be on you to do. So be aware of that. Let's see, the other thing that I'd like to bring out too is the cattle on feed report that's coming out Friday. It's supposed to show that there are more cattle on feed right now than ever recorded in November ever, and that kind of goes against the grain of a lower inventory, fewer cattle. but yet the cattle on feed report this Friday is supposed to be calling for a record number of cattle on feed. And a couple of the reasons for that would be carcass weights. Remember, we talk about how big these steers are and how long these cattle are being fed. So they're putting extra time on the cattle, so that means there's going to be more cattle in November, because they normally would have come out probably in October. But no, they're still there because they're getting huge. Carcasses are 950 pounds or more, so that's going to add a few more head. And also the other thing is that heifer retention hasn't showed up. There are almost as many heifers on feed as there has been in the past, maybe just a tick fewer number of heifers than normal, but there's hardly any indication yet that there's heifer retention for replacement heifers to build this herd up. So that's kind of a good and bad. You know, cattle on feed, if it's going to be a huge number, it's probably going to affect the futures. The board may come down off of that. Don't know if that'll affect the cash market or not, but anyway, I think long term, this cattle on feed number, if it is that big, it's just kind of it just shows you those two things, that there's more cattle because these carcasses are getting bigger. There's still plenty of heifers in the feedlots that are counted on that feed report, cattle on feed report, and maybe the herd's not rebuilding as fast as we thought it would. Could be because there's still some drought areas, which they did get rain in a lot of places that really needed it really bad. They planted their wheat, this winter wheat, out west, and they're saying that wheat's just coming out and popping out of the ground, and everybody's really happy about that. Got some good rain, and that's going to spur on demand for these calves, especially the lighter weight calves. Probably the 400 to 600 pound calves are going to be in more demand because of the winter pastures and the rain that they got. We talked about this last week, so that's a good thing. And the market did show plus up on the feeder classes this week. Calves were $5 to $10 higher, and there's some new orders on the floor here for those calves, especially as always, the number one quality calves are selling really good. We had some 5-weight calves bringing over $3, a few of them, which is extremely good. Had some 6-weight calves that were still up there close to $3, $2.70 to $2.80, I guess. Those good replacement heifers are bringing up there still about what the steers are bringing, up there close to $3 a pound for those fancy good replacement heifers. There's some few people that are selling some old cows still, and there's still a lot of old Cullen cows that are coming to town that were either open or had their last calf and they're done. And these guys are trying to find replacement heifers, bred heifers, or some young cows, young pairs or something to replace them, and they're just kind of hard to find. And if you do find some anywhere, they're costing an arm and a leg. So I think it's got this market's got some room on the upside of it. The way the numbers are looking and the way the market's acting, we could be in another year of pretty good prices if things hold on and stay the way they are. We've got a new administration coming in January. A lot of moves are being made that seem like, to me, it's just more optimism out there. Interest rates are a little bit lower, and things are kind of shaping up to, it's looking pretty good, in my opinion. Let's see, what else? Can't think of anything other than, Veterans Day was Monday. We had a good day here. Monday we acknowledged our veterans. We have some veterans that work here for us, and we had we were feeding, not charging meals for the veterans that came in to eat on Monday too. So we like to honor our armed forces and those that have served our country. God bless you veterans, and thank you for keeping us free. And Sure appreciate all that you do for us. So on the high prices for the week, we have a good long-time customer, Linda Sapp from Okeechobee, maybe St. Lucie, Okeechobee. And Linda, you topped the calf market with a little calf that weighed 250 pounds, and that calf brought $5.15. That calf was bought by Cracker. And on the slaughter cow side, Green Grove and Ranch topped the cow market with a 1,375 pound cow that brought $1.28. Not too shabby. Even though cows were off a little bit this week, that's still a pretty good price for a good cow. That cow was bought by Brown Packing. Will be open next week, regular sales, and then Thanksgiving will be the week after that. And we'll be closed the whole week of Thanksgiving, but next week, Monday and Tuesday, will be regular sales. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to these reports. We like to bring you the information that we have. And you can thumbs up our channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube station, and we'll keep these reports coming out to you. We'll tell you what we think. It may be right or wrong, but it's certainly what we think. Have a good week. We appreciate you.